My name is Maisie Savage. I'm 31 years old. And 7 years ago, my father looked me in the eye and said, "Girls like you don't get lives, Maisie. You get duties." That morning, I was dressed in a borrowed blazer, holding a folder of resume copies, with a bus ticket and $17 in my wallet. My one shot at a real life. My mother was blocking the front door. My sister dropped a diaper bag at my feet and walked out smirking. "Watch my daughter. I have brunch." So I stepped over that bag, walked through the kitchen, pushed open the back door and never went back. For 7 years they thought they'd broken me. They were wrong. Before I tell you what happened next, if this story is already hitting close to home, hit subscribe and drop a comment telling me where you're watching from. I read every single one. Here's what you need to understand about my family. We weren't poor. My father owned a small HVAC company. 8 employees, good reputation, church-going family. On the outside we looked fine. But inside that house there was a system. And I was at the bottom of it. My younger sister Bryn was the golden one. She got pregnant at 19, and somehow that made her more valuable. Her daughter Olivia? Olivia's first word was my. Her version of Maisie. Her first steps were toward me, not her mother. That should have told me everything. By the time I was 22, I was running my niece's life. Meals, naps, school pickups. While Bryn chased Instagram fame with a blog called Mommy in Motion. 14 followers. 12 of them were relatives. Meanwhile, I was at my father's office every morning by 7, scheduling technicians, managing invoices, running accounts receivable and payable. When the office manager quit, I took over her entire role. My father never gave me a title, never put me on payroll. Family doesn't pay family, Maisie. I did the math once. 65 hours of unpaid labor every week. 3 years. That's over $65,000 they never paid me. But it wasn't about the money. It was about the fact that they turned my 20s into a waiting room for everyone else's life. Then in 2019 I found my exit. I'd been taking free online courses at night, Google Project Management, Excel, HR Basics, during the only time I had, Olivia's nap time. I applied to 60 jobs. One called back. Meridian Consulting Group. Executive Assistant to the CEO. $63,000 a year. Benefits. Columbus, 105 miles from Riverside. Far enough to breathe. I read that email 30 times. I printed it and hid it under my mattress like a lottery ticket. The interview was April 15th. I told my family I had a dentist appointment. At 10:45 that morning I came downstairs, black slacks, white blouse, borrowed navy blazer, neat bun, $17 in my wallet. My mother was standing in front of the door, arms crossed. My father walked in holding his coffee mug. Not angry, amused. Asterisk, girls like you don't get lives, Maisie. You get duties. That's just how it is. Asterisk. Then Bryn walked in, dropped the diaper bag at my feet, and turned her back like the conversation was already over. I looked at the clock. 10:49. 78 minutes until the bus. I looked at Olivia. 4 years old, blonde curls, trusting eyes. And then I stepped over the bag, walked past my sister, past my father, through the kitchen, out the back door. My mother screamed after me, "Maisie, and if you walk out that door." I opened it. I made the bus with 7 minutes to spare. The interview went well, really well. I floated back to Riverside thinking, this is the beginning. I didn't know my mother was already destroying it. The very next morning, she sent an email from a fake account to Meridian's HR department. Said I was unstable, that I'd abandoned a 4-year-old, that I had a history of quitting without notice. Every word a lie. I didn't know that email existed. So when the rejection came 8 days later, "We've decided to move forward with another candidate," I thought I'd failed. For 7 years I thought I'd failed. But I didn't stop. I slept on a friend's couch, got a job at Target, moved into a studio with no AC and loud neighbors, applied to office jobs every night. By July 2020, I was an HR coordinator at Meridian Consulting Group, the same company that had rejected me, working my way up from the inside. HR specialist, senior specialist, manager, director. April 2024, HR director, $98,000 a year. My name on the door on the 4th floor. Maisie Savage, HR Director. I took a photo of that door and sent it to no one. I built it myself. Every single step. Then came April 8, 2026. I was reviewing job applications when I saw a name that stopped me cold. Bryn Wright, formerly Savage. My sister. Applying to Meridian. She had no idea I worked there. I opened her resume. There it was, Savage Climate Control Operations Manager. January 2017 to December 2019. My job. My exact bullet points. My accomplishments. Word for word. Even the 98% customer satisfaction rate. A number I had calculated in 2018. Bryn had never worked a day at that company. She had stolen my entire work history. I could have flagged it immediately. Recused myself. Moved on. Instead, I followed standard protocol and invited her to interview. I called my father to verify her employment. Recorded the call. Legal in Ohio. Yes, Bryn worked here full-time. Very reliable. One of the best we had. Every word a lie on record. Then I searched the old archive files and found it. The email my mother had sent in 2019. The fake account. The sabotage. Right there in Meridian's system flagged in red. I hadn't failed that interview. I'd been sabotaged by my own family. April 14, 2026. Interview day. Bryn walked into that lobby in Target brand business casual, clutching a portfolio, nervous smile. She looked up, saw me, and froze. I extended my hand. Asterisk Bryn, I'm Maisie Savage, HR Director. Welcome to Meridian. Asterisk. Her hand was shaking. I led the interview professionally. Let the standard questions play out. Then after 20 minutes, I asked my colleagues to leave. Just me and Bryn. I slid the resume across the table. Asterisk every bullet point on this page. I wrote those. Because they're mine. You took my work history and put your name on it. Asterisk. She broke down. Said she had 3 kids. That Danny had left. That she was desperate. That nobody would hire a mom with gaps. And then she said the sentence that revealed everything. Asterisk. You left and everything fell apart. We needed you. Asterisk. What she didn't realize. The conference phone on the table had been live the entire time. A scheduled client call had connected early. 12 people were listening. Senior managers, stakeholders, the CEO. I could have ended the call. Protected her. 7 years ago I would have. But I'd learned something. The truth deserves witnesses. Security escorted Bryn out. My CEO called it one of the most professional conflict of interest handlings he'd ever seen. Patricia Holland, my original 2019 interviewer, came to me afterward. Asterisk Maisie, we were going to offer you the job. I had the offer letter drafted. $63,500. Start date April 29th. Then HR flagged your file because of that email. I never sent the offer. You deserve to know you'd earned it. Asterisk. She attached the unsigned offer letter. Dated April 22, 2019. I framed it next to my current business card. My family called 12 times that evening. My father showed up at Meridian and was escorted out by police. I hired a lawyer, sent a cease and desist, and never responded to any of them. But one message got through. May 8, 2026. Instagram DM. Asterisk hi. This is Olivia. Bryn's daughter. Your niece. I'm 11. I kept all your birthday cards. Mom threw them away but I took them out of the trash. I have 7 cards in a box under my bed. I don't know what happened, but Grandma says you abandoned us. You send me cards every year. That doesn't seem like abandoning. I miss you. I don't really remember you but I miss you anyway. Asterisk. I sobbed for 20 minutes. Then I replied, carefully, honestly, and told her I'd always be there if she needed someone. That's the relationship I saved from the wreckage. Today I'm VP of People Operations. $115,000 a year. I have savings, a car I own outright, and a therapist I see every other week. Olivia messages me about books and school and her dreams. She's 12 now and she's going to be extraordinary. And every April 15th I open my calendar and look at the note I wrote years ago. The day I chose the back door. Next to it, one word. Free. If this story meant something to you, if you've ever been the one with duties while everyone else had dreams. Share this video. Someone in your life might need to hear it. And remember, the front door isn't the only exit. Sometimes the back door is the one that saves you. Subscribe, comment back door.